Hai, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and selamat sejahtera. In this video, we will discuss tutorial answer scheme for topic 3, cost behavior, section B. I hope that you will focus on our learning and stay tuned. Okay, now we look at question number 1. As a financial officer in the furniture factory, Encik Zul Hakim decided to make an estimation for fixed cost and variable cost component which is related to his business activity. Below, here is the information for the last 7 months of 2019. Required, calculate the cost using high-low method for variable cost, fixed cost, and cost function. Okay, so here is the table for the activity for the months of June until December 2019. Okay, by using the high-low method, you have to choose the activity. Please don't choose the cost because this is the high-low activity method. So, I highlight the activity for you not to confuse. Okay, so in high-low method, you have to choose the highest activity. So you can see here, among the activity, the highest activity is 8 kg. That is in the month of December. So I want you to highlight the highest activity. Okay, and then you have to choose the lowest activity among the months. Okay, you can see that the lowest activity is 2 kg. So, the 2 kg is in September 2019. So, I highlight the lowest activity. Okay, so that in the calculation, just take figure in September and December only. Okay, now we look at the answer. Firstly is to calculate the variable cost. Okay, the formula for variable cost is the highest cost minus the lowest cost divided by the highest activity minus the lowest activity. So the highest cost here is 36 minus with the lowest cost 15 divided by the highest activity is 8 kg minus the lowest activity is 2 kg. So you solve the problem and then you get B equals to 3 ringgit and 50 cent per kg. Okay, so the variable cost is 350 ringgit per kg. Okay, after that, calculate fixed cost. To calculate the fixed cost, you can use the highest activity or the lowest activity. Okay, to start, to calculate the fixed cost, okay, use the cost function y equals to a plus bx. Okay, if you choose the highest activity, the total cost for the highest activity is 36. That is the y. A is the fixed cost. Okay, so equals to A. A is, we have to find out what is A, the fixed cost, plus B. B is the variable cost, 3 ringgit and 50 cent. And X is for the activity. The highest activity is 8 kg. Okay, so So you solve the problem, then you get A equals to 8 ringgit. So the fixed cost is 8 ringgit. Or you can calculate the fixed cost using the lowest activity. So Y equals to A plus BX. Y is the total cost. The total cost for the lowest activity just now is 15 ringgit equals to A. A is the fixed cost that we want to find out, plus B. B is the variable cost, 3 ringgit and 50 cent that we just calculate just now. Okay, multiply with X. X is the lowest activity, 2 kg. So you solve the problem and then you get A equals to 8 ringgit. So because it is the fixed cost, in whatever level it is, whether it's the highest level or the lowest level or the moderate level, you will get the same answer, that is 8 ringgit. Okay, because ciri-ciri fixed cost is the total cost is constant at all level. Yeah. Okay, so that is the answer for 2 Roman. Okay, next 3 Roman is to form a cost function. The cost function is Y equals to A plus BX. So Y equals to A is 8 ringgit. Just now we have calculated. Plus B is the 3 ringgit and 50 cent. And then multiply by X. So the cost function is Y equals to 8 ringgit plus 3 ringgit and 50 cent X. Okay, so we move to question number 2. Okay, we read the question first. Okay, Sinar Zaman Enterprise XZE sells honey jelly. The management has compiled the following data for the cost involved from 3 different sales levels. Okay, so I highlight the sales level here. So that means sales level is the tingkat activity, is the production activity. So in here, there are only 3 sales level. Maksudnya ada 3 saja tingkat pengeluaran ataupun tingkat aktiviti. Okay, so 5,000 unit, 8,000 unit and 10,000 unit. So, which one is the highest activity? Okay, the highest activity must be 10,000 unit. So, I highlight, okay, the 10,000 unit. This is the highest activity. And the lowest activity is 5,000 unit. So, I choose this one as the lowest activity. Okay. So, there are a few items in expenses and costs. Okay. So, we look at the question first. Okay, required. Determine the cost behavior for each cost of item. Okay, that means you have to determine the cost behavior means whether it is a fixed cost or variable cost or mixed cost. Okay, 2 Roman, using Hilo method for each mixed cost, prepare a cost statement by following the format given. So, in 1 Roman question, you already determine the cost behavior. So, in 2 Roman, you have to segregate the cost for the mixed cost. Yeah. So, you have to pecahkan the cost into fixed cost and the variable cost. And then use the the format given, the table here. Okay, and then 3 Roman is to calculate the total costs and expenses. 4 Roman is to form a cost function. And 5th Roman is to calculate how much would the production cost be if SZE produced 9,500 units. Okay, now we look at the answer one by one. Okay, firstly is to determine the cost behavior. Okay, so, okay, you list down all the cost item. Okay, from the cost item, cost of jelly until administration expenses. Okay, you can see the total cost. Okay, yang paling senang sekali to determine the cost behavior is the fixed cost. Why? Because ciri-ciri fixed cost, what is the characteristic of the fixed cost? The total cost must be constant or same at all level. So that you can see here, depreciation equipment, okay, the total cost is 1,200 at all level. 5,000 unit, 8,000 unit and 10,000 unit. So, if the total cost is constant or same, so it is the fixed cost. Okay, boleh Okay, another one, you can see the administration expenses. Okay, the cost is 1,300 at 5,000 unit, 8,000 unit and 10,000 unit. All level is same or constant. So, this one also is a fixed cost. Okay. So now, for cost of jelly, wages and salaries, utilities and supplies, okay, the total cost is not same. Okay, so that you have to calculate the cost per unit. Okay, for example, we take a look at cost of jelly. Okay, at 5,000 unit, okay, the total cost is 5,250. So, you divide by 5,000 unit, so you get the total cost per unit is 1 ringgit and 5 cents. Okay, at 8,000 unit, okay, to calculate the cost per unit, okay, cost divided by unit. So, the cost is 8,400 divided by 8,000 equals to 1 ringgit and 5 cents. Same goes to 10,000 unit. The total cost is 10,500 divided by 10,000 unit equals to 1 ringgit and 5 cents. So you can see that the characteristic of cost of jelly, the total cost is not same, but the cost per unit is same at all level. So this characteristic is variable cost. Okay, now we look at the wages and salaries. Okay, I already calculate all the cost per unit. Okay, you can see that at 5,000 unit, the cost per unit is 85 cents. At 8,000 unit, the cost per unit is 55 cents. And at 10,000 unit, the cost per unit is 45 cents. Okay, what is the characteristic here? Okay, the total cost is not same and the cost per unit also not same for each level. So, this is mixed cost. Okay, and then next is the depreciation equipment. Okay, the depreciation equipment just now we already determined where all the total cost is constant or same. So this is the fixed cost. So you don't have to calculate the cost per unit. Okay, now we move to utilities. Okay, in utilities you can see that the total cost is not same. The cost per unit also is not same. Okay, the cost per unit for 5,000 unit is 10 cents, 8,000 unit is 7 cents, and for 10,000 unit is 6 cents. So this is mixed cost. Okay, same goes to supplies. Okay, the total cost is not same. The cost per unit also not same. 3 cents, 2 cents, and 2 cents. So this is also mixed cost. Okay, now you have determined all the cost behavior for each cost item. Okay, so we can see that, okay, wages and salary is the mixed cost. So I highlight, okay, same goes to utility and supplies, also mixed cost. Okay, so I highlight the mixed cost. Why? Because at the question just now, it mentioned about the mixed cost. Okay, for the mixed cost, you have to segregate atau you have to pecahkan the variable cost and the mixed cost. Okay, so this is the answer for 1 Roman, yeah, the cost behavior. Now we look at the second Roman. Okay, the second Roman, okay, mention about the mixed cost. Okay, so for the mixed cost, okay, you have to identify or you have to calculate the variable cost and the fixed cost. Because in the mixed cost, there are 2 costs inside. That is the variable cost and the mixed cost. Okay, dekat sini saya buat kotak-kotak. Okay, you don't have to make this table pun tak apa. Okay, because saya nak jimatkan ruang, so I make the kotak. Okay, so there are 3 mixed costs. Those are wages and salaries, utilities, and supplies. So for wages and salaries, okay, we calculate the variable cost first. Okay, the formula is same. That means the highest cost minus the lowest cost divided by the highest unit minus the lowest unit. Okay, what is the highest and lowest just now? The highest is at 10,000 unit. So you take the cost there. The lowest is 5,000 unit. So you take the wages and salaries cost at 5,000 unit for the lowest cost. So you solve the problem and then variable cost equals to 5 cents. Okay, after that you calculate the fixed cost. Okay, using the cost function y equals to a plus bx. Okay, in this calculation, I take the highest activity. So y is the total cost. So y equals to 4,500 equals to a. A is the fixed cost plus bx. B is the variable cost. The variable cost we just calculate just now, 5 cents. X is the highest activity. Okay, because I choose the highest activity. So you solve the problem, you get the fixed cost, that is A equals to 4,000. Okay, so the same goes to utility. Okay, you have to calculate the utility variable cost per kg. Okay, so B equals to the highest cost is 600 minus the lowest cost is 500 over 10,000 unit is the highest unit minus the lowest unit is 5,000. So variable cost equals to 0.02 means 2 cents. Okay, and then you have to find the fixed cost. Okay, and then you solve the problem, you get the fixed cost equals to 400. Okay, now for supplies. Okay, same goes to supplies. Okay, use the same step. So for variable cost, supplies equals to 1 cent. And then you find the fixed cost. Okay, you solve the problem. Okay, in this calculation, I take the highest activity. So fixed cost for supplies equals to 100. Okay, so that you have segregate the variable cost and the fixed cost in the mixed cost. Okay, now we can answer question number 3. Okay, this is answer for number 3. 3 Roman. Okay. In 3 Roman, they ask about the total cost for variable cost and the fixed cost. Okay, so you use the table given. Okay, so you list down all the expenses and the cost item. Okay, so we go one by one. For cost of jelly, okay, just now we already determined that the cost of jelly is variable cost. And then you have calculate the cost per unit, then you get RM1.05. So this is the variable cost per unit. And for fixed cost, tak adalah kosong because this is the variable cost. Okay, next is wages and salary is the mixed cost. So dia ada variable cost and also the fixed cost. Okay, kita dah calculate kat atas ni. Okay, so the variable cost for wages and salaries is 5 cents. The fixed cost is RM4,000. Okay, next is depreciation equipment. Okay, depreciation equipment is the fixed cost, kan? Okay, so there are no cost in variable cost per unit because it is the fixed cost. It only has in the fixed cost 1,200. Okay, this is the total fixed cost. For variable is the cost per unit. Okay. Now for utilities and supplies also same. They are the mixed cost. Just now you have calculate. For utilities, variable cost is 2 cents and fixed cost is 400. For supplies, the variable cost is 1 cent and the fixed cost is 100. Okay, next go to administration expenses. Okay, just now we already know that the administration expenses is the fixed cost. So there are no variable cost per unit. Okay, it is only the fixed cost. Okay, now you sum up all the costs. So total cost for variable cost per unit equals to RM1.13, while the total fixed cost equals to 7,000. Okay, now you can proceed to question 4 Roman. Okay, in question 4 Roman, they ask for cost function. Okay, so to form a cost function, you use the formula y equals to a plus bx. Okay, in 3 Roman, you have calculate the total cost and the total cost per unit. So, for the cost function, you write down y equals to a is 7,000. Okay, we have calculate in 3 Roman. And b equals to RM1.13. Okay, and then x. So, the cost function will be y equals to RM7,000 plus RM1.13 x. Okay, you have to put x. at the behind. Okay, now we proceed to question 5th Roman. Okay, the question is, how much would the production cost be if SXZ produced 9,500 units? Okay, so you use the cost function in question 4 Roman. That is y equals to 7,000 ringgit plus 1 ringgit and 13 cent x. And now for x is 9,500. So you put the 9,500 in x. So y equals to 7,000 plus 1 ringgit and 13 multiplied by 9,500. So you get, okay, the answer for the cost production is 17,735. Okay, so that's all for section B, question 1 and 2. For question 3 and 4, we will continue on the next video. Okay, that's all for now. For the next question, we will continue in the next video. If you like this video, please subscribe, like and share. Thank you for watching and see you soon. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.